Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. My name is Karli Barnett. I am here at the First Alert desk, and I want to make sure I get these graphics up and running for you so that you know what stories that we have going on today. All right, that looks a little bit better here. We are following some breaking news here in the newsroom. We have received word that there has been an officer-involved shooting in Cobb County. The Cobb County Police Department, we are told, shot and killed a man. We are still working to gather more information on what led up to this shooting, but this was in the area of Austell Road and Milford Church Road. The public information officer is at the scene. We have a crew there as well gathering more information. But again, we do know that there has been an officer-involved shooting in Cobb County involving the Cobb County Police Department. We are told that one or possibly more officers shot at and killed a man. Again, still working to gather information on what led up to those circumstances, but we will continue to keep you updated both on air and online at atlantanewsfirst.com. We have newscasts for you tonight at 9 and 10 on Peachtree TV and 11 on CBS. You can see those updates there as well. We want to take you to our next story, which is some training that happened today. This was in Jackson County, and this was a way to train firefighters how to extract people from vehicles. They say that this is something that they are doing because there's a lot of new makes and models of vehicles out there, including electric cars, and they want to be able to know how to work on those newer cars should there be an accident. As you can see, these are mangled looking cars. They're meant to be that way because they are practicing how to potentially save someone's life if you are in a serious accident. We do want to point out this is not real. This is not a real scene. This is a drill. This is something that they are practicing. And the trainer there said that this is an opportunity for them to cut into cars that are newer than the ones they normally do. Normally, he says they use cars that are in junkyards, which are actually a little bit easier to cut through, so this provides a bigger challenge for them. They have the newer metals, they have the newer safety features, and it gives them an opportunity to go over with first responders where those things are located, how to attack them on the scene so they can get that patient out of the car and to the hospital as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Something else they noted is that it actually gives them a chance to then go back to manufacturers and say, hey, this is what we saw, this is what we noticed, and this is something that can help emergency responders in those situations. And they also pointed out, I mean, the role of firefighters really has evolved. It's no longer, of course, it's a very important role, but it's no longer simply the act of putting out fires. There's also these specialty trainings that they have to go through that are extremely important in those life-saving situations. So it's always good news when they are able to practice those. And I want to draw you to a story that I reported actually last night. Gwinnett County Police are looking for two missing teenagers now. They went missing within about a week of each other back in May, which means they've been missing for about 3 weeks, almost a month now. These two girls disappeared actually from the same high school, Parkview High School in Lilburn. Now, police have said they do not believe these cases are connected in any way, but I want to draw your attention to the screen here. I am going to see if we can play this audio. I'm not sure if we're able to, so bear with me here. I'm going to give this a quick try. All right, it doesn't seem like the audio is playing out, but I want you to take a good look at your screen because these are the girls that are missing. If you look to the left of your screen, that is Ashley Bell, 14 years old. We are told that she went missing May 24th, the last day of school, actually. Surveillance cameras saw her leaving the school at 10:30 in the morning. She went off campus. They say she left her laptop behind, her debit card behind, that her cell phone has been off since then. And this was happening actually a week after the girl that is to the right of your screen. This is Layla Nolankovich. She's 15 years old, also a student at Parkview High, and we are told that it was back on May 16th that she seemingly disappeared. Now, her phone was last pinged on Monday, somewhere near Atlanta, but police have not been able to track either of these girls. We spoke with each of their fathers, Atlanta News First did, and they each said they are fearful that their daughter could be in danger. And it's still unclear the circumstances of what happened. There are reports with Gwinnett County Schools Police as well as Gwinnett County Police. They have taken over the case, and they urge you, if you have any information, if you've seen either of these girls, to reach out to Gwinnett County Police. You can also reach out to Crime Stoppers. Now, since I'm not able to play this audio for you here, I do encourage you to take just a minute to go to atlantanewsfirst.com and go to this story there, watch it in full, see if you recognize either of these girls or any distinguishing characteristics about either of them. Again, this is a 14-year-old and a 15-year-old, each of them missing almost a month now, both out of Gwinnett County, both attended Parkview High School. If you have any information, you are urged to contact police. Their families are extremely worried and fear they could be in danger. We do want to point out that even though the circumstances are unfortunately very similar here, that these cases are separate. There is no indication that either of these girls knew each other or that there was any sort of plan to do this together. So again, we encourage you to find that full story on atlantanewsfirst.com. It takes just a minute of your time to hopefully get these girls back home and with their families. Now, because it's the weekend, I want to draw your attention to a story that I did this past week. This is really exciting. A brand new movie studio coming to the metro Atlanta area. Now, this is actually going to be one of the biggest that we have, and it's owned by our parent company, Gray Television. This is Assembly Atlanta. And not only is it going to be a film studio, but it's actually going to be open to the public too. There's going to be a public park. There's going to be entertainment space. That's going to be coming a little bit later on. But after breaking ground just about a year ago, they're already set to have cameras rolling, they say, as soon as the end of the summer, if you can believe that. So work there has happened very efficiently. I'm going to play that story for you now so you can learn a little bit more about it. If you travel I-285 through Doraville, you may catch a glimpse of New York City or New Orleans or maybe somewhere in Europe.
Later this summer, our gates are going to be open. We're going to have clients in here. We're going to have cameras rolling. We're going to be creating content.
Justin Campbell is Vice President of Studio Operations for Assembly Atlanta.
In the next, 2 to 4 weeks, we'll be in discussions with some major studio players to come in and actually start filling this space.
He gave us a look around 1 year after starting construction.
They're facades, but they're not like backlots like what you might find in LA. It's not plywood and veneer. We're shooting in high def now, 4K.
Yep.
So it's got to, in order to look real, it's got to be real.
Inside are offices and dressing rooms. They even have an efficient use for stormwater drainage.
All this water is going to be filtered and maintained at a 3-foot level depth so you can shoot in it.
Wow.
Jaws was shot in 2 feet of water. We'll have 3 feet here.
But it's not all for the silver screen. It will be open to the public too, complete with a park and future entertainment space.
That's the peek behind the curtain. It kind of makes this space unique.
They're working with 1 million square feet, transforming the site of the old General Motors plant into 19 sound stages across 8 studio buildings. Georgia State professor Brennan Dicker talks about the impact.
There's a confidence in our state to say, hey, we've had this incentive here for the last 15 years. We've had this growth. And I think to see Assembly come online and to be able to grow that market is amazing. And I think we're going to see so many more films come into the state because of that.
It's among the largest studios in metro Atlanta, now starting to take shape. Karli Barnett, Atlanta News First. Let's take my microphone off mute. How neat is that? It was a really incredible tour to get to see, and just so exciting to see the structures actually come up. You got a glimpse of the buildings, the wrought iron balconies of New Orleans, as well as the fire escapes of New York. And one of the things that Justin was mentioning that he really appreciated is in this age of CGI and, so many new practices, they're going to be including that, but they are also kind of including that newer take on the quote-unquote old school backlot that you might see in traditional movie and television show scenes. So really neat thing to see. But I do want to give just a quick recap of some of the stories that we are working on. Again, we do know that there has been an officer-involved shooting. A Cobb County police officer has shot and killed a man. We are working to figure out what led up to this shooting, the exact circumstances of that, and where exactly this took place. So tune in at 9 and 10 tonight on Peachtree TV and 11 on CBS. We have all the information for you on Atlanta News First. You can also check out the app for continued updates. Also in Jackson County, they are training first responders to help people in life-saving situations and potentially very scary car accidents. They are developing new practices. They are training on how to extract people out of those vehicles in these newer models of cars that have different technology, different metals, particularly electric vehicles, something that they don't always get a chance to practice on. Rest assured that your first responders are working hard to continue to practice those skills. Also, be on the lookout. If you are in Gwinnett County or if you're in the Atlanta area, investigators are looking for now 2 missing girls. They both attended Parkview High School in Lilburn. Gwinnett County Police are fervently searching for them. If you have any information, contact them. And just some exciting news for your weekend, that new film studio up and running. It was really great to be a part of it and get to see some of the action up close. It'll be really exciting when they actually open the doors coming up now in just a couple of weeks. They're slated to be open by the end of the summer. And here's something else really exciting. Take a look at this view. It has been beautiful weather, but unfortunately, we don't get to have that beautiful weather stick around necessarily. We do have a first alert in the forecast to tell you about, and to give you all the details, to time it all out for you, I'm going to send it over to First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin. Hey, Cutter.
Hey there, good evening. Still some nice weather, dry weather, and pleasant conditions to be had this evening before the rain showers, thunderstorms. Both of those a factor tomorrow. Get back into the forecast again outside. You're taking a live look at downtown Atlanta. Lots of sunshine. It is a stunner of an evening. Temperature is not even, too warm. We managed mid to some upper 80s out there this afternoon, but humidity was low. We had a breeze. It really was a nice day again. Thank you for tuning in, staying with us. Atlanta News First, ANF Plus right now, and I'm meteorologist Cutter Martin here to talk about the forecast. We'll go through this evening, what's happening outside right now. Also take a closer look at tomorrow's forecast, the hour by hour, and everything else that we have going on here. And if you are away from the TV, or maybe you have to leave your streaming device here momentarily, you can always get a check of the First Alert forecast at AtlantaNewsFirst.com and in the First Alert weather app. All right, let's go ahead and get to it. Going to start a little slowly here, give folks time to kind of come back over to the monitor if they hear the volume and need to get over quickly to check out the forecast. Don't want to leave anyone behind, so we're going to talk about current conditions first, what we have going on right now, before we really get going into the nitty-gritty of tomorrow's forecast. Do want to let you know that we are dry. That first alert is for tomorrow. No rain in the area this evening. Closest shower, and it's very spotty stuff here. It's over the Birmingham metro. You have to head much further to the west. We're talking hundreds of miles to our west to get into any real shower and thunderstorm activity. Now, this band of rain approaching the Alabama state line out of Mississippi into Alabama, that will weaken as it moves into West Georgia. Nonetheless, that could bring a few spotty rain showers as early as tomorrow morning. And we do have more storms going on further to the west as another little impulse of energy dives off to the south and southeast. So what we're going to see tomorrow is the remnants of this band of showers and thunderstorms approach the area tomorrow morning, but rain will be pretty hit or miss. But there could be a rumble of thunder, some brief heavy rain even before lunchtime tomorrow in a few areas. And then tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, we're going to see new showers and thunderstorms form up to our north and west, Missouri, southern Indiana, Illinois, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, and then they're going to dive off to the south and east. So kind of a two-part scenario tomorrow. Spotty rain in the morning, a drier stretch first half of the day, but by about lunchtime, some scattered thunderstorms developing overhead, and then we will have to watch whatever develops to our north and west, probably developing well to our north and west. It'll move off to the south and east as we get deeper into tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, and the early hours of our Sunday night. Temperatures this evening, pretty nice. We're dry. Warm, though, still 84, Hartsfield-Jackson, Atlanta International Airport. 78 in Gainesville, same temperature in Covington. LaGrange also coming in the upper 70s. Carrollton, 76. Rome, another warm spot, 84. Locust Grove is at 83. Mountain communities mostly in the 70s. Keep in mind humidity coming up just a bit this evening, but it's still relatively low out there, so it doesn't feel all that muggy at all. Though overnight tonight, you may notice humidity comes up just a bit. Notice I do have a 20% chance of rain by 7 a.m., and there's a 10 to 20% chance of a shower across the metro even before then. And keep in mind, along the state line, our west side suburbs, Douglas County on into Carroll County, up to Rome, down to LaGrange, your rain chance, a slight one, albeit, kicks in a little earlier on our Sunday. So just keep that in mind. And temperatures tomorrow morning, a little milder. This morning we were in the lower 60s inside the perimeter, upper 50s outside of the perimeter. We're going to go upper 60s inside the perimeter and mid to upper 60s outside the perimeter tomorrow morning. In general, a pretty normal start here compared to the seasonal average. So nothing crazy out the door tomorrow morning, about what you would expect for mid to late June morning, almost in mid-June, June 10th, today's date. 59 in Blairsville, a little cooler up in the higher elevations, the mountains. The rest of us and the, we'll call it comfortable, not the most muggy, not the warmest start to a day, but a little milder than what it has been in this relatively cool stretch of mornings. Hour by hour forecast, we're going to be talking about rain tomorrow. Certainly that is the impact. That's what we're watching out for tomorrow, especially for those with outdoor plans. That's the impact in the afternoon and early evening. We're going to walk you through this latest forecast model data. And we'll start with this evening, taking you back to about right now. Again, model doing a pretty good job, showing increasing clouds this evening, but still dry. Maybe a spotty shower or two out the door tomorrow morning, 5, 6, 7 a.m. Greater rain chance, though, starts to ramp up mid-morning on into late morning. They'll be hit or miss. They'll be scattered and quick moving. So, yes, if you have an outdoor, picnic or anything like that planned, there will be a few showers around even before noon. But the main show comes tomorrow afternoon. Here we are, first alert heading into the afternoon. Showers and thunderstorms moving in from the west. Some of these will pack a punch. Brief heavy rain, lots of thunder and lightning. And remember the old saying, when thunder roars, move indoors, lightning can be a danger. We all know that, of course. We see that, unfortunately, time and time again. So if you hear thunder, please do move your plans indoors. Give it at least 30 minutes after that last clap of thunder. And then if the weather improves, you can head right back outside. I think that chance of plans being impacted by rain will ramp up late morning to early afternoon. Still, though, coverage is a bit hit or miss. Not every neighborhood, not every community hit by this afternoon round. So just keep that in mind. Kind of a splash and dash scenario. You'll need to keep an eye on it. Keep your rain, lightning, and just in case severe weather alerts turned on in the First Alert Weather app. It's a free and easy download if you don't already have it. The QR code upper right-hand corner of your screen, or just search Atlanta News First or First Alert Weather in your app or Google Play Store. And a page that has all of our download links, atlantanewsfirst.com. It's there right now as well. So tomorrow, late afternoon into early evening, we might get a little bit of a lull, probably still a few showers around, but here's the clock starting at 9 p.m. Notice how showers and storms are more widespread. This is that second line of showers and storms that will develop to our north and west, possibly several hundred miles to our north and west, and then move through. 2 a.m. Monday, we're going to begin to drop that first alert, and by drive time Monday, it looks much drier, more pleasant. We're going to have some clouds around Monday, so not that warm. And there could be a spotty downpour or two, especially along and south of I-20 on our Monday afternoon, basically starting around lunchtime on into the afternoon. But that chance is very spotty Monday. Most are dry, and certainly if you live north of the city, and if you live especially up in the mountains, your Monday may be completely and entirely dry before some stormier weather returns as we get a little bit deeper into the work week. Again, here is that First Alert 7-day forecast for you. Storms in the forecast Sunday, 70% chance of rain, and we're focusing in on 2 rounds. We talked about how that rain chance will ramp up a little bit late morning into the afternoon, maybe a little bit of a late afternoon lull, and then more evening storms, and probably more widespread with that evening batch as we get into Sunday evening, Sunday night. Drier day Monday, just some spotty rain showers around in the late morning to the afternoon, mainly along and south of the I-20 corridor, though that does include Metro Atlanta. Tuesday, 83 degrees, 20% chance of rain. Very spotty again, but notice how Wednesday does get a bump up in the rain chance. Model's really struggling with the timing of this midweek system, so we're going to need to keep an eye on that. Was looking like Thursday would be wetter. Now data really backing up Thursday and remaining honed in on Wednesday. So we have kept the chance of rain a little bit elevated, and if it continues to favor Wednesday, we're going to first alert it for you, let you know you need to pay a little extra attention to the weather Wednesday, especially if you do have the outdoor plans. Could be some heavy rain and storms with that. Thursday looking a little drier now. Watching Friday warmer. We're going to heat back up here, upper 80s to near 90 heading into the weekend, with the possibility of isolated scattered showers and storms back in the forecast. So that kind of sums it up. First alert tomorrow, mainly for folks with outdoor plans, though 1 or 2 could become strong to borderline severe. Just 1 or 2 storms, not all of them, certainly. Not widespread severe weather tomorrow. But nonetheless, if you're out and about, out of pocket, make sure you keep those alerts turned on in the First Alert Weather app. Full check of the forecast, including some new evening data. coming in as we get into the 9 o'clock hour on Peachtree TV, 10 o'clock hour, 11 o'clock half hour. We're back on WANF, Atlanta News First. And you can stream that newscast, AtlantaNewsFirst.com, and our First Alert Weather app, and in the Atlanta News First app. We'll leave you with a gorgeous live look once again at downtown Atlanta. Olympic Centennial Park. It's a stunner out there. Hard to find a single cloud at the moment. Different story tomorrow for forecaster coming your way here back on TV in about 30 minutes.